So we are live again, once again. Welcome to the UK EU podcast for the Modern Mystery School. And today we are joined by Rush. Rush, how are you?
Doing fantastic. It's such an honor to be here, and I'm excited about this. Thank you.
Well, I am excited because I read your bio and I know a little bit, but I don't know the whole story. So I want to find out because you're, as I was just saying, musically minded, gifted, beautiful voice, voice coach, singer, performer, the performing arts, the creative world. So what made you want to, first of all, come to empower thyself, which is, initiation, and then decide to be a guide who teaches empower thyself? So let's go back all the way to the beginning. Why would you want to get initiated?
Wow. If I take myself back to those days, which was about 5 years ago now, coming up on 5 years exactly, actually, I was in a space of, yes, I had trained in music. I was already teaching. I felt really actually already connected to my path. I felt like I was living, what I would have said at the time, my truth or my dharma, using that language. And I felt in my soul that there was still more like this. There's always this curiosity to explore the nature of reality, to know myself more, and especially as an artist, wanting to open up my creativity and bring in a higher frequency. I really was desiring to connect with, spirit and what was possible with that, and how that could influence my art to help make the world a better place somehow. So that was my journey of seeking. And when I found out about the school and I heard about a life activation, there was something in my soul that just sparked. It just lit up and said, well, can I have that? That sounds amazing. I would love to have that. It just felt fun and joyful. And then same thing with Empower Thyself. I just remember thinking, well, of course I would want to do that. I want to be empowered. I want to share this light in the world. So for me, it just felt like kind of a no-brainer, really.
I
Yeah.
love that because I think, as we were having a chat pre-show, it's so important that people know that these tools are for everyone. And, for those of you that have more of a creative mind and are in the arts, empower thyself, and the path is fabulous. For those more business minded, it's fabulous, so it's for everybody. And I just love that. I
Yeah.
just love that so much.
I actually love that you just brought in business minded, that it helps in that sense as well, because that is one of the gifts that Empower Thyself has given me for my art, is that I decided to go deeper with the business side of, the voice coaching and the singing. And that's actually helped so much to bring my expression into the world, is having that really grounded, practical side. And I feel that that was a key that I got to receive from Empower Thyself. So thank you so much for mentioning that.
Yeah, it's so interesting because it's very practical, isn't it? The
Yeah.
tools are practical that you can apply in your everyday life. And I think that's also important to mention because sometimes people are like, well, what's the path? What's impact? What's initiation? It's all a bit, away from what terminology I'm used to, but it is very practical.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I noticed the difference right away. And I think that one of the biggest things I really noticed is, at the time I had been exploring a lot of different spiritual practices. I even tried plant medicine. I tried, Reiki certification, yoga certification, different meditation styles, was reading all the self-help books, and was always a seeker. And what I found was that in Empower Thyself, there was a frequency. That's the best word I can find to describe it, a frequency that felt so pure, so high vibrational, that was just, oh, it just felt like exactly what I had been looking for the whole time. And I finally felt that knowing in my soul and in my being that I was in the right place. So that felt amazing to have that clarity come in.
Yeah, I love that. I love that you mentioned that you had tried many things, and me too. And I know a lot of people that are in the mystery on the mystery school path have also. And I think, you know, that's important, because then when you do find the path, you know it's the right one, you know. So I'm definitely grateful for all of my exploration and reading and exploring. So, you know, if people are out there and thinking, well, you know, I've tried all, you know, is there anything else to try? Yes, there is. Yes, there is. Come and try initiation. So let's have a look now. So obviously you were very happy with the results that you had received. But then, you know, even so, then deciding to be a guide is a big step, because you can use the tools for ourselves, and thousands of people out there are using the tools from Empower Thyself, and they don't make that next jump to want to teach it. So what was the journey for you from Empower Thyself to then wanting to become a guide?
Wow. I will do my best to put it into a nutshell, but I mean, the path has been amazing, beyond my wildest imagination of amazing, really. Each step that I've taken on the path, and there have been many steps to take to get ready for becoming a guide in the school. To be honest, it wasn't something that I was planning originally. I wasn't thinking, oh, I want to teach this material someday. I just thought that I was receiving the work for myself, honestly. I just wanted it to go into my art and my business and to live a great life. And there we go. To help my family, my relationships, everything started to improve. So here's really where it comes in, is that, yes, there have been challenges, of course, because that's life. And every step of the way of overcoming those challenges, using the tools that I was receiving in the school, opened up so much more flow in my life in literally every area: relationships, business, everything. And so I started to feel, to be honest, that my cup was overflowing. And I was like, well, I want to share. I mean, I want to share this amazing gift that I've received. Why wouldn't I want to share? And so it just felt really natural for me to start talking about it with people. You know, I would hear somebody having a challenge with something, and then they would get a life activation or get initiated and see a lot of flow and improvement. And so I kept seeing that happening with my friends, with my loved ones. And it got to the point where I was like, well, I must share. I mean, I must. and and of course, I think it also connects with my vision of creating music is still a big part of my mission. And I'm excited to also bring in the teachings of Empower Thyself, because it's so foundational to life and to truly being empowered in this life. And I'm desiring to also bring that into my musical expression. So I feel the two really flow well together. So it's also, I think one more thing is connecting with that joy. And I've been learning a lot about what is joy actually. And I'm still asking that question all the time, like, what actually is joy, and the meaning. And so where I am with that question right now is that it doesn't always mean that it's fun in the moment necessarily. Sometimes it is, but it's so meaningful. And so I found so much meaning in seeing other people come into this light and feel those gifts, and how it helps them in their unique expression that's going to be so different than mine. And it's exciting to see that unfolding. And so in the sense, I really want to have a meaningful life. And becoming a guide, it became very clear to me in my own meditations and prayer around it that that's one of the biggest ways I could do that, to be a part of this mission.
I think that's so key, is that, you know, I think a lot of people out there know that they are supposed to do something, you know, we might say big, or, you know, be part of something, or to change the world. And these are all, these things can sound quite grand, can't they? And it's like, oh, you know, how can I do this? And then you start walking the path and you realize, oh my goodness, me sharing a life activation has a huge impact on the world, because that individual is so powerful. And when they step into their godhood, their divinity, their whole world transforms, and so does, you know, the people that their lives around. And then of course initiation the same. So and then us seeing that does bring the most amount of joy. It's just incredible. You're just like, yes, cheering people on from the sideline, going, yes, go, you've got it, you've got it. You know, you can get to the top of the mountain. I mean, there's no better way to have fill your day with seeing people that you love and that you care about reaching their goals. I mean, it's just so magical. So I completely understand that.
Yeah, yeah, it's really become less about me personally and a lot more about sharing, really. And it's so exciting. I'll get phone calls from people saying, "Oh my gosh, this manifested in my life," or "This is happening now a year later." And it's just, the feeling that that creates is really unmatched.
Yeah. I love that. Thank you so much. I mean, our time is coming to an end. I mean, it has been fast, but I'd like to ask you one question. Who do you think Empower Thyself is for? Are there any particular people that it would suit, or what's your take on it?
Wow. Well, other than everyone. Um, but I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
but
everyone.
specifically, yeah, I think that I've heard some people who are already, let's say, really successful people, people who are on their mission, doing amazing things, super magical already, super tapped in and spiritual. I mean, already have got it all together. I would say it's honestly for that person too, because there is so much more to know about thyself. There's so much more. And that's what's exciting to me, is that the journey continues. So for sure, it's for that person. It's for anybody that's looking to live their most empowered life, to know themselves and to express that in the world. Yeah.
I think you've hit the nail on the head, and I'm sure there's going to be lots of people flocking to your first Empower Thyself
Mhm.
class. So congratulations. And which area are you in, Rush? Just remind us all.
Yes, I'm currently in Austin, Texas. Yes.
Lovely. So
Yeah.
if you're in Austin, Texas, and you feel like living your best life, then
Mhm.
contact Rush, because she has Empower Thyself coming up in 2025. So please do get in touch with her. And
Oh,
thank
thank
you so
you.
much for joining us.
Yes, thank you, Ipsissima Kate. It is such an honor to be here, and for all the work that you've been doing. It's just amazing, the joy that you have shared. So
Oh,
thank
well,
you.
it's my pleasure, my pleasure. And to everybody else out there, we can't wait to see you again, because we've got some more fabulous interviews coming up. So take care for now.